If you could go back in time, what's the one piece of advice you'd give your younger self about love? Seriously, think about it for a second. That's exactly what we're diving into today. A really powerful look back at love, loss, and the kind of wisdom you can only get from hindsight.
Wow, this quote, it just hits, doesn't it? That first rush of love is one of the most incredible feelings in the world. But, as so many of us learn the hard way, it's usually just chapter 1. So, what exactly was missing from this beautiful but incomplete picture? Let's unpack that. Every great love story seems to kick off right here, in this amazing, intoxicating phase where everything just clicks. It's this powerful, all-consuming feeling, a certainty that makes you feel like you finally come home to a place you were always meant to be.
I mean, this is the magic of it, isn't it? It feels completely effortless. The conversations just flow, you can talk for hours, and it feels like minutes. You're laughing all the time. Heck, even sitting in total silence feels profound and meaningful. You feel so seen, so understood, and that connection feels absolutely unshakable.
And when a feeling is that strong, you don't question a single thing. Why would you? Everything just feels so right. That emotion basically steamrolls any kind of logic or doubt. It feels like the capital T truth. And that feeling becomes the very foundation you start to build your entire world on.
But, as we know, that perfect foundation isn't always as solid as it seems. Because, let's be real, no feeling, no matter how intense, stays at that peak forever. And the change, it isn't some big dramatic earthquake. It's much more subtle. It's a series of tiny little cracks, a slow shift from that total comfort into, well, confusion. Remember that silence we just talked about? In the beginning, it was peaceful. It was a sign of a deep, comfortable connection. It meant you didn't need words to feel close, to feel understood. It was just this shared space of pure comfort.
And then this happens. The exact same situation, silence, now means the complete opposite. What used to be a sign of connection now just feels like a huge distance between you two. It's heavy, it's awkward, and it's filled with all the things you're not saying. It's a clear signal that something fundamental has shifted.
And this right here gets to the absolute heart of the matter. Look, disagreements are going to happen. That's normal. The real problem, the real crack in the foundation, isn't the argument. It's how you respond to it. When one person wants to connect and resolve, and the other person retreats and shuts down, that reveals a massive misalignment. You're not operating as a team anymore.
So when you start seeing these cracks, why is it so hard to walk away? Well, that brings us to the danger of hope. You're not really in love with the person who's right in front of you today. You're in love with the memory of the person from the beginning, and you're clinging to the hope that one day that person will come back.
And then comes that gut-wrenching, painful part of the process, the self-doubt. You start asking yourself, was I the problem? Because when the reality of your relationship no longer matches that beautiful feeling you started with, it's so easy to turn that blame inward. You think, maybe my expectations are too high, or maybe I'm the one who's causing all of this. It's a really lonely place to be.
And all of this creates this intense internal tug of war. On one side, you have everything that was, the highlight reel from the beginning, those amazing memories, the potential you saw. And on the other side, you've got what is, the truth, the misalignment, the constant state of confusion. And you're just stuck, being pulled in two different directions.
And here's the really tough lesson in all of this. Hope is a beautiful thing, but hope without clarity, well, that could be dangerous. It becomes a trap. It keeps you stuck, waiting for a change that might never come, all while you're ignoring the reality that's staring you right in the face. All of this eventually leads to the turning point, the big aha moment. And it's painful for sure, but it is also incredibly liberating. It's the moment you finally realize and accept that the powerful feeling you called love, it isn't the whole story. And that maybe, just maybe, love alone isn't enough.
Okay, so let's break this down into two key parts. First, you've got chemistry. This is the spark. It's that effortless, intoxicating connection, the witty banter, the inside jokes, the feeling like you've known this person forever. It's exhilarating, and you absolutely need it to get a relationship off the ground. But, and this is a big but, it's only the spark.
Because a spark can't keep a fire going by itself. For that, you need the other crucial piece, compatibility. This is the real solid stuff. This is the foundation. Do you share the same core values? Do you actually want similar things out of life? Do you handle conflict in a way that brings you together, not pushes you apart? Compatibility is what sustains the relationship long after that initial intensity settles down.
And that's the painful realization in a nutshell. I had fallen in love with the feeling, not the reality of the person or the partnership. The whole thing was built on that incredible chemistry, that amazing feeling, but it was missing the actual foundation of true compatibility.
So, after you learn that painful lesson, what comes next? You get a complete shift in perspective. You move from a purely emotional approach to love to one that's actually guided by wisdom. You learn to look for a love that isn't just felt, but is actually built to last.
And you can really see the evolution here. Fading love, the kind based on feeling alone, is all about intensity and passion. It burns bright, but it also burns out. Lasting love, on the other hand, is built on much stronger pillars: consistency, a shared purpose, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's a slow burn that's meant to last.
So, what does this look like in practice? Well, here are 3 actionable steps. 1. Seek alignment, not just emotion. Look past that initial high and ask if your core values and life goals actually line up. 2. Observe their actions, not just their words. This one is huge. Anyone can say the right things. What do they actually do, especially when things get hard? And 3. Choose with wisdom, not just hope. Make a conscious choice based on all the evidence, not just on the blind hope that things will magically get better. And this might be the most powerful way to reframe heartbreak I've ever heard. Instead of seeing a relationship that ended as a failure, you can see it as a lesson. Some loves teach you what you want. Others teach you what you absolutely don't want. And the most important ones, they teach you more about who you really are. So we'll leave you with this one last question to really think about. Is the love in your life something that is simply being felt, or is it something that is actively being built? Is it a passive feeling that you just fell into? Or is it an active partnership that you are both consciously choosing to create day after day? The difference between those two? Well, that's everything.